A lot.
What do you mean?
In jail 3 times.
Just because I've been in jail, Evan, doesn't mean that I'm a bad person.
Good people go to jail all the time.
No. Leave my.
You can't do that until the second term. You can't pay until the second term. Hello!
Don't touch my guy.
I thought you couldn't move until the next term.
No, either of your next 2 turns. That's what it said. 6 plus 3. 1, 2, 3. I owe you money.
Huzzah! That would be $1,600. I do if I wear speckles. I remember when I was moist.
It also means I can build a hotel on it, I think. No, I can't. Damn. But I own it. So I was contacted by a friend of mine and told that the Modern Village Gallery just shut down. Another gallery. They have one of my paintings. I have to pick up my work from like 2 galleries this week because people keep closing down. This is a problem. It's a shame that this is happening. Not even a month ago, this was bustling. Whew, it's 6:16 in the morning. I'm still at the studio. Evan's already gone home. I've been editing video all night and painting. I've officially signed up for nursing school and I start December 11th and it's November 20th or so. And I've got the arcade project to finish and I am so far from being done. I've got the surreal painting and the Furman painting and these falling paintings and all the editing for those to do. It's my goal to have all of my current paintings finished before school starts and all the videos that correspond with them finished and uploaded before school starts, so that when school does start and I'm in school Monday through Friday, maybe Monday through Saturday, that I will have to focus more on running the space in my spare time, and I'm delegating a lot of it to Evan. Evan's going to be helping a lot because there's not a whole lot to do, you know, during the day-to-day. It's more about booking people, finding shows, paying the bills. I'm meeting with my aunt Brenna, and she's going to help hopefully with the bills and like doing the finances and stuff. I am meeting with a few people about doing the Frick Studio magazine because we were going to do the City Lights magazine, and I think we can still do it quarterly. Have a few meetings coming up about that, but basically it's going to be work at Mincoy, go to school, work at Mincoy, go to school through the whole week, and on one day I'll be able to touch base with the studio, and it's only going to last 14 months. And after that, I can go to work as a nurse. I can drop Mincoy or wherever I'm working at the time. And on my days off, which is hopefully 3 or 4 a week, depending, I'll be able to still do art. And I'm hoping that this will help the art. You know, like if I can get this, maybe it'll help me fund what I want to do with this space and with my life. You know, I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do bigger projects, and I just think this is the best way to do it. And I have a passion for it. Like, I really want to help people in that way, and I'm just ready for something different. But it's going to be really hard to balance work, school, a studio, and a marriage that's never been perfect. So it's going to be interesting. But I need him now to help me with this more than ever. So I really hope that it goes well. Cheddar here is a pretty happy camper. He's just tired like I am. With only a few days left to orientation. Orientation's on the 8th. I just have a lot of work to pump into these projects, and I need to sleep. But I just finished the sort of life documentary about myself, and I know I hate even saying that because I know it's so fucking vain, dude. But like, for me, it's art, and it's like, it's closure, you know. It's a summary of everything I've done with my life up to this point. It helps me put it in perspective, helps me like just see it a little more clearly and get sort of closure on that. You know, it's almost like what you'd watch at someone's funeral, but it's 3 hours long, and it's not me dying, but in a way it's the end of something. You know, like, if this is truly going to be my new career path, then this is kind of the end of me just kind of like taking shitty jobs and fucking off, you know, and just, it's kind of the end of an era. And in a lot of ways, you know, the transition, like, a part of me, you know, like, I'm not going to say part of me died, but like, I left a lot behind, and that's okay. But like, I just feel like I needed it, and it's kind of nice. You know, and as I'm getting older, you know, it's the you can look at it as the existential death of youth. You can look at it as looking back on a life well lived. You can look at it like looking back on a past self, you know, transition or not, you know, and different versions of yourself that we all move through. You know, I often think about I'm Not There, the Bob Dylan movie, because he's portrayed by like 4 different people, because he moved into, like, you know, he was just sort of different people throughout his life, and I've always identified with that. And Hedwig, especially Hedwig now, oh my god. So yeah, it is kind of cathartic, you know. It's nice to be able to look back on all that and just remember. You know, I've lost a lot of people, a lot of really good people that were my close friends, and I get to revisit that, and family members, and it's just nice. So I spent hours and hours working on that, and it's rendering now. It's a 3-hour thing, and I'm doing it as a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and then at the end of that it's all together. And these videos are slated out to like 2025, probably, maybe even 2026. So I'll be hopefully at a school when this airs and doing something different. But I'm hoping. You've arrived at the spooky door.
That was gross. I'm alright. Great.
I wrapped my shame around my heart. It squeezed so tight I fell apart.
One of these dogs, and when I had the straightaway available to the main road, I stomped on the gas. I shit you not, up to almost 25 miles per hour. These dogs were side by side with my car, chasing me as if they were going to eat my entire vehicle. I lost all urge to do anything for a long while after that. I did not exit my vehicle until I arrived in Arlington that night. I peed inside my
I just stopped by Thaddeus's, and I got my paintings from him, and I stopped by Buddy's and got my painting from him because they're all closing, and Ty's closed. I've heard that Velo and Mello are closing. Like, I told Thaddeus, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Barnhouse closed. And I told Thaddeus, it's like the never-ending story, and the nothing is coming. The nothing is covering everything, because what's going to be left? What's going to be left in Greenville except just corporate crap? You know? It's scary, it's sad. So these are all back now. It's like the gangs in New York, you know, like there all these factions are like fighting and gaining power and making moves, and all of a sudden, at its peak, when it all comes like, then like the army comes in and shoots everybody, and none of it matters. I feel like that's kind of happening to the art scene right now. It's like we had all these, different galleries sort of like growing and competing and working with the scene and like trying to work together, and like there's all these like politics involved, and all of a sudden the state comes in and says, you're done. Where's my couch?
You can put it on the speaker.
Where's my couch? Where is my...
Girl, we're so drunk right now. It's cool that we got any of those things. I'm confident. You want to sing this part? You gonna be all weird about it? You. Don't you wanna come with me? Don't you wanna feel my bones on your bones? It's only natural. Round and round like a horse on a carousel we go. Like catch up to love, I can never tell.
Something else. So much I'm kinda like, baby, baby, I want something else.
One time book juice brought back from Tennessee? No, you didn't buy this.
Trust me. He told me I dodged a bullet and I can handle it.
Alright, look, if you're not gonna do it, then we will. Alright, just send me her address.
No, I'm not giving you your address.
Don't make us look it up. We'll find it.
Oh man, well, unfortunately, my hard drive yesterday died when I was working on uploading episodes. and I had almost every single one of them finished and ready to go. So many episodes. Everything from October, The Masquerade, Claus's Party, Evan's Party, 4 Frick Studio episodes that are updating you guys on what's happening to the gallery. Me painting several different pieces, like 4 or 5. And all that wasn't backed up. And I took it immediately to a tech repair service, and I paid $300. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to recover some, if not most, of it. But there's no guarantee. I have no idea. And even though I'm the only one that really pays attention and watches this shit, because it's more like therapy, I think, for me at this point, that I do this, it sucks. It's an expensive problem, and I hate that. And also, in one of the episodes, I was going to address the lack of art and the dangers that we're facing in this time. For everyone knows about the South Carolina venue crisis, insurance prices, rent, all that's going up so astronomically high that we've had so many venues close, like oh my god, I'm blanking right now. Smiley's Cafe, Got Rocks, just to name a few. But on top of that, we also have all of our local galleries that are really in trouble, Studio Unknown got shut down. Paper Moon almost got shut down a few months ago before that. Inkowit is moving to Atlanta, probably. But they're definitely ending after this month, and that's so sad. We are in a time that the arts are at an all-time low because there's no beacon. There are no safe havens anymore. All of them are going away, unless you're on Main Street or you've got a lot of money. And I try to provide that, but my prices are steep because they have to be. And not a lot of people can afford to have studio spaces where I'm at. So it's like, there's no good way to do this. We need places like Studio Unknown because we need places for beginners and intermediates and hobbyists who are trying out what they're doing to see if that's what they want to do, and to cultivate that and to give these people a platform to show. So here we are, right? I mean, overall, I think I'm happy. I'm very thankful that I have a very cozy home with roommates that I can tolerate, with a husband that is very patient with me. I knew that nursing school was going to happen. I just didn't know when and how exactly, but I'm glad that it's about here. I start in less than a week. I get fitted for scrubs. I'm just very thrilled to be able to say that. And the gallery is closed, and I'm honestly relieved that I don't have that weight. I loved having it. I loved being able to do what I did there. I loved having a space where so many people were able to come together and work together. But the dark side of that is that I got really exhausted, constantly running around and trying to convince people to spend money on a room or to do their events with me is exhausting. And I did a lot of really good work, but I sold almost nothing of my own work, and that's fine. But this gives me an opportunity now to focus really on school, and I'm creating an Etsy shop creating an Etsy shop, so I'll be able to continue selling my stuff in a new way with a less constant, hands-on sort of thing. Um, and I've been talking to galleries about putting my work in there, and this gives me an opportunity to sort of broaden my scope. I'm able to start talking to businesses in other states now, and I just have more time to cast a wider net while also doing school. I've put away my paints and I've focused on digital work for now, which also would sell easier over Etsy. I am putting together a magazine, or at least I'm working on a project to put together a magazine where we interview local artists, which is my way of continuing my community work. And my YouTube channel is about to go into a deep sleep. It's set to release videos for the next 2 years, so I just have to come back to it before that's over. That's right about the time that I'll be getting out of school. My hope is to be able to create a career with nursing where I can travel, and I'm hoping that will allow me in my off time to do even more work with art, or just better. And art is expensive, venues are expensive, magazine production can be expensive, events are expensive, but with nursing and tattoos and all these other things, I think I'll be able to afford to do what I've been doing in a more refined way. It's obviously a scary time for me with all this going on, but I'm excited. And I am kind of happy to have all of this back in my house. It's kind of pulling and recentering myself. I don't feel as stretched out in every direction. It's cozy here, and I just feel like me again, which is really nice for the first time in a while. I feel like there was a time a few years ago, I had been dabbling in art for my whole life, but I never thought anybody would take my painting seriously. And it was actually a friend that dragged me out to Studio Unknown and made me show my work. And the response from people is what made me invest in myself. And after that, it just became about getting better, about doing better, learning from other people. For a long time, I had avoided learning or even looking at people's art because I was afraid that I'd be influenced by their work. And I didn't want to be like anybody else. So why would I look at anybody else's work? And that's really dumb. But I'm glad that I did it for a while because it allowed me to kind of get my own style. But when I started looking at, into galleries, I started looking at everybody's work and I learned so much. And we taught each other from then on out. And I'm so grateful for that. And then it became about politics. It became about art politics, and this person said this and this person said that, and well, you have to do this, and there were these cliques here and these cliques there, and then these galleries don't work together, and then the Main Street galleries don't work with like the sort of underground galleries, and it was just so much bullshit. And there was a time right around that time that I had broken off an engagement, or I was broken up with, and I was ready to end it. And I was like, I'm either gonna fucking be done, or I'm gonna be everything that I want to be, as me as I can possibly be. And it's right around the time I started transitioning, because I was afraid to come out. For a long time, I was afraid to be Ember, you know? And I said, fuck it. I'm going to be Ember. I'm going to be the most Ember I could possibly fucking be. I'm going to show this world who the fuck I am. And I became a raging bitch. I did. I really did. But I got so much done. I started doing these grand events. The masquerade got bigger and bigger and bigger every time. I started dating one or two people, then eventually Evan, and then we got married, because I'd always wanted to be married, and I loved Evan to death, and it just kind of fell into place, you know. And I don't know, all of a sudden you couldn't go anywhere without hearing my name, and it all went to my head, and all I could think about is work nonstop all the time. I was constantly having panic attacks and just breaking down, and I just thought, if I just keep pushing myself a little further, maybe it'll all pay off. And I think I was under this delusion that if I just got far enough, that I'd make it, you know, I would get where I want to go, and it would support me. There was a time that I was literally living off of Uber and like art commissions, and riding my bike everywhere, and that was really cool. But you know, and I was proud of that. I'm proud of myself for making it through the last 2 years and getting to where I'm at now. I've done things I never thought I could do, and I've worked with people I never thought I'd get a chance to work with, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But I had to give up, and I got, you know, on art ever fully supporting me. To quote Marilyn Manson, I don't think art should ever be the answer. Art should be the question, and I'm okay with that, you know. And to kind of shift what he said into a different perspective and a different meaning, art shouldn't be the job, you know. Like, I'm okay with doing something else. I've always done some job and then come home to do art, and I wanted so hard to make that my career. But I'm finding the older I get, the more I want to be stable and have consistency, and I want enough money that I can travel, because I've given half of my life to art, probably. But I want the rest of my life to be good. I don't want to bleed for it anymore. I want to be able to have the food that I want to have. I want to be able to travel where I want to travel. I want to go to Venice. I want to go to Germany. I want to go to Ireland and Scotland, and I want to go on a cruise, and I want to be able to do that without having to worry about money, and I want to be able to do that and still do my art. But art should be something I do as therapy. You know, it's something I am very passionate about, but I don't want that to cause me stress, because I'm trying to figure out how to pay bills with it. And I've always had a fondness for medical, and I've always looked up and respected nurses, and I want to do something that I can respect myself for. I want to be proud of who I am, and even if I didn't do nursing, I am proud of where I am in my journey right now. I am happy with myself. I'm learning to love myself, I think. But I had to go through all that to come to where I'm at now, and the last 2 years have been very difficult for me. It's kind of like I did everything that I wanted to do in the art world, and I did it all just to see how much I didn't want some of those things. A lot of it's just a headache, and a lot of it's just convincing people to do what they say they want to do, and I don't know. It's just the whole industry is just messed up. And I don't know if I want to do it in Greenville. You know, I think after I'm done with nursing school, I might move. I might move to, who knows, anywhere. I could go back to Seattle and finally do the art thing in Seattle that I've always wanted to do. And I think it puts me in a really good place. It's going to be an interesting 14 months, but it feels like closure. The place that I'm at now, I'm just winding down all these big projects, and it's just time for something new. You know, I'll still paint, but I'll do it on a tablet. I don't have to be covered in paint. I don't have to have every item of clothing I own or every surface I have to be covered in paint anymore. At least for a while. But I think it's just time to switch it up. I